All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the boomrz Show, Candid Conversations, hosted
Hi,
by us
everybody.
sexties. Hello, Diane.
Hey, Kathy.
Right now, it's just us, so we can get a
Hey.
little conversation in. Our overarching topic is still going to be what it is, but until we wait for our other host, hopefully, to join. So,
It is what it is.
yes, yes. So we can shoot the breeze just a little bit. So I'm excited that my football team is going back to the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs. Go Mahomes! I hate that they playing Tom Brady again. You know what I'm saying? It's like this guy wish he would go and sit down. Was so used to hating him as a Rams fan. Was used to hate New England for various reasons, and this
See,
guy still, goes to another team and still makes it to the Super Bowl. So go figure. They call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and I guess I had to give him that recognition. But I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan now, and Mahomes is my guy, and I want the new guard to take and move it into the future.
well, I was
So
happy about the Kansas City Chiefs, even though I'm not a big football fan or anything like that, but I was a big Rams fan when it was home in St. Louis. That's what I always rooted for, otherwise, and that's what who Nolan always rooted for. But now, of course, his team too is the Dallas Cowboys. So that's always been his team also. But when that with the Rams, I stopped following it. That was home. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But it's good. It's all good. That's over and done with. But I was happy to hear that about the Kansas City Chief. They the next, so I was happy to see
yeah,
about
and then
that.
I'm just gonna put it out there. So I think Patrick Mahomes looks like he could be related to my nephew's wife. So I call Paulina and Patrick Mahomes. They got to be related, sister brother, something, because they just look
Oh,
alike in the
okay.
face. He's probably twice her height, but when I first saw him, I'm like, oh, he looks like Paulina to me. So
Oh.
if she knows, I say it. It's your brother, a brother from another mother or something. But anyway,
Now, which nephew is that?
Mason. So
Oh, Mason.
yeah, yeah. Who in another life, if he hadn't had a knee injury, we were expecting
Yeah,
him to be in the NFL, headed
I
to the
remember
NFL.
that.
So
I remember
yeah,
that. Oh, okay.
I had plans. I was gonna sit on the 50-yard line with a fur jacket on and enjoy, the game. Uh, may not be for him. I'll have to have that plan for somebody else when they play.
Yeah.
Won't be for Mason. But I
Yeah.
still love football, so
That's all right.
yeah. Um, so anything interesting that you did this week?
No, I what I've been doing this week is trying to stay backing off of haven't been watching so much CNN this week. I've been kind of pulling back from the politics. I'm kind of burnt out. So I've been watching a lot of foreign films on Netflix. I'm looking for a diversion. I'm looking for something to get my mind off of everything else that's been going on. So I've been watching different little I like foreign films. I like Turkish movies. I like uh European, all that. So I've been watching that and just trying to be someplace else. Like I've been watching this one series. It's over now, but it was called Call My Agent, and it was in Paris. And I'm like, now I want to go. Man, now I want to go to Europe. Now I want to go to Paris. Now I want to go to.
Paris has been on my bucket list.
I'm telling you, I mean, just watching the culture, just kind of see, what we have in common and just understanding, checking out the different fashions, how they dress and little things like that. It's called Call My Agent, and I really enjoy just watching that culture. You know,
Hmm.
you know what? I want to go to Paris. So now that's what I've been doing. I've been watching things on Netflix to kind of take me away from everything, the bickering, the
Well, I can kind
politics.
of relate to that because, yeah, now that, Joe is firmly ensconced in, we do feel like we can step back from watching every step, every little drama, every move that they make. Um, so I kind of feel that way somewhat as well.
Yeah,
Probably a little bit. I am not as disciplined as you when it comes to, uh, doing certain things. And so, I'm still paying close attention, but trying to not just look at it, or listen to it every minute. So I got to get back to watching some of the stuff that I used to watch, uh, playing music or, just a regular show and not a news show, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah. I kind of
that's
watched.
what's been lacking.
I've been watching it, but
Have,
limited to, I watch the evening news, but then when it start getting, when they mention the old president or when they start this back and forth, I'm like, you know what? I just don't want to hear that. I just want to let the administration do what they're going to do. And I'll just keep in touch. I mean, I watch it every day, but I try not just a segment to make sure I get it, just stay up on some things and see, But otherwise, I'm trying to give it a break and try to let my just try to breathe a little bit. So
yeah,
let us.
and I actually I had hope at the beginning that things would get things would go a little bit smoother with the Grim Reaper, I guess in particular. But I think they still are playing games to a certain extent, and so I think it's time for the Democrats to throw down and um, exert the power that they have, get rid of the filibuster and do what they got to do because the Republicans there are not going to play ball. They're not going to let them do what it is they want to do. And all Mitch McConnell did was dangle a little thing in front of them, run back to the security of the pack. So I don't think he's going to do anything different. And I think we just need to go ahead and do what we know we got to do. And part of that is, getting rid of that filibuster so we can get stuff done.
You know what? Now I do agree with that. I do think, and I do like how Biden is coming in, and I do understand why he's doing all these executive orders and not trying to. He know how to move that thing along. I mean, he already know the time frame and with the negotiations, things like that. So I think, yeah, I think it's good that he's uh, putting in all those executive orders. It's like either I'm going to play with you, or I'm going to go, without you. So I kind of like that,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and
like
not
we
waiting
almost
around,
have,
especially since
you know,
huh?
I was gonna say we almost have things back, a semblance of normalcy. We're press conferences again.
Yeah,
Just getting real good information from people who aren't concerned that they're going to get fired if they tell the truth. So that part I'm
yeah.
enjoying that we are getting back to a degree of the normalcy that we had before the orange guy ever, you know, jumped up in the mix. So
Well, it's still just letting the Congress what they're gonna do and what they done always minus that big elephant in the room. Forget it. Now you can go on and do what you're gonna do, and however way you're gonna bicker and go back, let it be.
you know what? I tell you one
But
thing that doesn't make sense to me for real. I would have thought for those that have political, have aspirations for being something other than, part of the Congress, don't you think you need to get the orange man out the way so you can have a chance in 2024? You know, if you If they would have at least voted to censure him or whatever, so that he can't run for office again, even if it's not impeached, just do that little piece. Because if he can't run again, his supporters are going to have to find either somebody else to support, or they can try to do their little write-in thing, which will never work. But ultimately, they're going to have to move past him. If he can't run again, what's next? And that gives these other people. So Josh Hawley, now talking about, they want a president, right? Josh Hawley wants to run for president. Mike Pompeo wants to be president. What's his name? The other one that was with him.
Not Cruz.
Cruz, yeah. Yeah. They all have aspirations
for
being president. But how you gonna be president if Trump's still in the way? I would have thought they would have took the opportunity to get him out of the way now while they have it. And then, the rest of the party will get past it and get over it. But they needed to do their part and they won't. So they still letting this man control this fool, control them and control their future. Because if you're going to sit around and wait, okay, you're going to let him still get a chance to run. That means you're looking at least 8 years now instead of 4. And then in 8 years' time, there's no guarantee that, that your time will still come. If I was in Republican, I would take the opportunity to sweep him out. I'm sorry, say it again.
Start the trial, the impeachment. I hope at least that's going to come.
Yeah. It's supposed to start, I think, February the 8th.
So if nothing else, I'm hoping if nothing else, he gets censored. I'm hoping if nothing else, he cannot run again. Period. With or without impeachment, I hope conviction. That to me should be the main thing. Either way, he needs to be out because to me, the Republican Party not going to be able to move past it until it's done.
I agree completely.
Until it's done.
So I hope that's what they're, that they come to their senses.
So that's my hope that it comes. And we get enough votes. We got enough votes for that because they cannot let him go unpunished. Period. Especially when they talking about permanent barricades or protection around the White House. I mean, part of our freedom was being able to walk up to those little gates, that little fence, the little rails of the White House and protest. And now we can't get. We got barricades standing between us and that White House. I'm like, because of that incident.
Yeah. Thanks to them, these people that call themselves Americans, but what America are they thinking?
I would hate to have to see some permanent barricades. You got people that go and exercise and run along those paths. I would hate to see something permanent like that. And the only way we can get around that is the censor. He just can't run. He need to be out the picture. He need to be censored. He need to be blocked from running again, holding office, and having that influence. And I truly pray that it comes to that.
I do too, because I think part of what's going to end up happening is he's going to be so busy with these other lawsuits that are coming his way. I don't think he's going to have a chance to actually, focus in on that. With a little time they got now, like McCarthy flew down to Florida today, so like Joy Reid said, so he can kiss the ring of the dear leader. I don't get it, but
all this back and forth, and then what I'm seeing that I've never seen before is this back and forth. Today you with me, today you not, kissing up, and I'm like, boy, this is really playing itself out this go around, because I haven't seen that much of it up front like that. I mean, obviously that you are kissing up. You
I never thought I would see this day where this guy would hold the whole freaking party hostage, and they let him. You know what I mean? They haven't enabled him, they've abetted him, and now he's taking control, and now they kind of stuck unless, you know, Liz Cheney takes some some old school Republican conservatives and they go and resurrect the Republican Party and let these other folks call themselves something
They have
else.
you some, but you know what? Right now, he's always he that talking about him is already taking up too much time. You know,
True.
I want to go past that.
We
He's already
yes, yes.
in my head right now. Forget that.
We all do. So you're right. Um, so we were going to talk
Today is
about,
still a new day. It's a brand new day. It's the only brand new day we get. Ooh,
yeah,
he can't be
that
part of it.
commercial that comes on with Nina Simone's song. It's a new dawn. It's a
It's a
new
new
day.
dawn. It's a new day. It's
Yeah,
still.
and I'm
And the thing
feeling
is,
good.
that's it. And every day we wake up, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. And he's not. No, he's not a part of it anymore. Whew.
Right.
And we don't have
Right.
to make him be. You know
Exactly. It's a choice like anything else. So you have to
exactly.
choose to not allow him, because I want him out of my sphere of, you know,
Right. Right.
it's out of my aura, out of my range. Just go away.
Mhm.
Go away, little boy. Go away.
Out of my way. Go away.
So the
Maybe I
question
better
for
get my
this,
swatter. Okay.
huh?
You know, I feel like I need to get my fly swatter. Get out of the way. Shoe fly. Don't bother me.
Oh, right, right. Flick them off
Oh,
the shoulder. Well, I think we will go ahead and discuss the topic that we had said we were going to talk about, even
yeah.
though we don't
Yeah.
have the rest of our sexties with us, but we can certainly start it off and give people something to think about.
Yeah. We can represent. We can represent.
All right. So the question was, and this was a post you said that Renee had put
Renee's
out on Facebook
post
or something.
question on Facebook a couple of weeks ago
All right.
as part of
So,
her Bible.
all right. Yeah. Go ahead and read the question then.
And the question was she posted that I can recall is that if you were told you had the world was going to end in 2 weeks, what would you do? If you knew the world was going to end in 2 weeks, what would you do? That was her question.
Well, and I know you had given this some thought because we actually were going to supposedly discuss this last week, and then we got caught up in the afterglow of the inauguration and everything. So that's over with now. So
Yeah.
back to reality. Um, so what do you think about that?
Well, when I first read the question, it just the question itself just stuck in my mind. And so when I first read it, when what stuck with me was what would I do? And the thing that came to me, well, if it's only 2 weeks, what could I do? And the thought that came to me was I would be still. I would be still. I'll be still. I'll stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. I'll be still and know that He was God. I'll be still and won't be anxious for anything. That question, it was be still. That was 2 weeks ago. But now that 2 weeks have passed, then I'm thinking, I need to go to Paris. That's what now it's like if I got 2 weeks left, I want to go to Paris. I want to hop on a plane. I want to go here. I want to go there. I don't want to be still. So I guess that question depends on where you are. I mean, it can change. But 2 weeks ago, it was be still, be still. But this week, I want to move. I want to go visit. I want to go travel. I want to go to Paris. I want to go and get away from all this other stuff that I've been to. I want to see another country. I want to sit on the beach and look out on the ocean, the blue water. Oh, that sounds so good. That's my thought.
Interesting. Interesting.
And you,
Because well, I think about what you said, right? Because I think the first inclination is, I want to see some people. I might go and see somebody who I haven't seen that I want to see before I die, something like that. But if the world's ending is not only ending for me, but it's ending for other people, I seriously don't know if we're gonna be able to get on a plane and fly anywhere because the pilots might
that's
not want to
true.
be
I
flying.
didn't
They
think
might want to be
about that.
trying, you
That's
know what I
true.
mean? We might have to be getting in our cars, if you're trying to go somewhere.
That's
But
true.
I do think that your idea of being still has some merit to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, because it's the ultimate, he's coming, that the salvation or is at hand. Um, but being at peace with whatever's going to happen, um,
exactly.
and having faith that that this is his will and it to come to pass. Um, that's a hard question because I feel like you.
Yeah,
I'd want to see some of the places that I didn't get to see before they're gone and before I'm gone too. Um, which kind of leads you to think that a bucket list is something that's not such a bad idea because you put those things on there, the things that you want to do, and then try to work through them so that when that time does come, you really can be still and be calm with it, because you don't feel that need to have to, frenetically want to, go see Niagara Falls or the Sahara Desert or something like that.
exactly, exactly. And that was my very first thought, and that's why Renee can recap that and give us that question again because the way she posed it, it was 2 weeks, and she said, and I believe she said the world was going to end in 2 weeks, and that was my first thought. You know how they say follow your first mind because even in that situation, you know, God doesn't want us to be anxious. Be still. And then he says, do not be afraid of sudden fear. So my thing is to be still and just really bask in his presence and be still and let him lead it and it's be still, peace in the midst of the storm,
Mm-hmm.
and all those kind of things. That's what came to me. Not to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off or not being anxious. But today, since that question was 2 weeks ago, today I'm just feeling like in breakout mode, but the way she posed it then, that was my initial. And I think that really if it really came down to that, that's what it would be for real. Be still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To be still and to truly still trust him anyway, anyhow, because your times, your life is in his hands anyway. So those are kind of those the kind of things that came to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sindel.
Yeah.
But I'll be,
I didn't even.
I'm sure that Renee will pose that and she'll be able to clarify that, and that'll be an interesting. But it was a good little post too. I'm like, wow, I like the way she put that out there because it was something to think about. You see all this stuff on Facebook, and to see that question out there, that'll make you, that was enough to make you want to stop and think. What would you do? Because we get in such a hurry every single day, and the reality of something that even happened, that's real. That's a real possibility too. Anything
Yeah,
can happen.
it
You
is.
know,
It is.
in the atmosphere, all this scientific stuff, the fog, anything can happen. That could be coming your way, and that boom, that could be the situation. In this day and
That's true.
age,
That's true.
you know what I'm saying?
And if you notice, there was always somebody that we came up with that would talk about the world is in its, we in our last days. What you gonna do? We in our last days. I have heard that my entire life. We in our last days. What you gonna do?
What you
And
gonna do?
so
Right.
I, I used to blow that off when I was younger. Oh, you know what all the old folks say that we in our last days. They all want to quote that phrase, but it really is something to think about as a way to shape. How do you want to go through the rest of your life? You know,
Exactly.
yes,
And that's
yes,
why, and then it just brought really, Kathy, for me, it just brought a whole bunch of scripture to me. Keep the oil in your lamp burning. Make sure you got
look,
enough oil in your
ask for that
lamp.
forgiveness. Yeah, that you need to ask for while you got
Right.
time.
You know,
Hmm,
exactly.
hmm. Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you live in I'm thinking if I'm living my life like this every single day, I don't have to run
You
around.
don't have to make exactly. That was what I just was gonna say. If you already doing the stuff anyway, you don't have to feel frenetic and all of a sudden I gotta do this, I gotta do that because oh Lord, the world gonna come to the end. No,
Mhm.
I
So
feel
that's
like
the good part.
my faith is good. I'm prayed up. It's just about accepting it and being at peace with it.
Yes,
You know,
right. Because I tell you something, and just in a you because the thing about it is you can always be you can pray your way through that too.
true.
Even in them
Yep.
last minutes, you could be in His presence and be praying your way through that. So so her question was a good question, and I just be glad when she can join us and we can kind of recap it and she kind of expound on it a little bit because I would be interested to know what made you bring this question up because it was a very good one. I'm like, oh, you need to, I need to be on one of your little Bible studies to see. But it was a very good question, I have to say.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I'll be interested to see what Mel's answer is as well. Whenever
Yeah,
when they
because
join
she
us
had
again,
one
and I'll
last
be
week.
interested to see her perspective on this
Yes.
as well as
So they
Renee.
have
So
to have that
hopefully,
opportunity.
yeah, yeah. But in the meantime, for
Got
anybody
to
that
get their
listens
thing.
to this broadcast, if you want to post some comments, please feel free to do so because you can post the comments even afterwards while you're watching
Yes.
the video, the replay, and then we will read the comments and then we can respond from that because I do think
Yeah.
that this is a good one of those uh, questions to ask and added perspectives can only enhance the conversation. So
Exactly.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully they'll be able to join us next week. Yes.
Exactly.
So in the meantime, though,
Exactly.
mhm, go ahead. Mhm.
That was it. Exactly.
All right. Well, we're gonna
Okay.
switch over
Think
then
about.
to
Okay. Well, here we go.
something to think about,
Let's
and we'll actually come in for a change at 30 minutes for today's show.
see. It's all good. It's all good.
exactly,
It's all good.
exactly.
Yes. Yes. So at age 30, we worry about what others think of us. At age 40, we don't care what they think of us. At age 60, we discover they haven't been thinking of us at all.
you
Did
know
you get
what?
it?
It's a, it's a revelation when you finally accept the fact that people are not thinking about you, not talking about you, and don't give a damn about
Right.
you.
Exactly.
They do. I look at young people now and I marvel and laugh because you could be sitting somewhere. I've seen this happen. And the young person will see somebody looking that way and think they looking at them. And I had to tell somebody, they looking past you. They're not even looking at you. They're not thinking about you and don't care. You know what I'm saying? You just happen to be in the line of sight. That's all. You like the fence. They're not looking at you. Why do you care? It's a
See?
free country. They can look wherever they want to look. Even if you want to
Exactly.
look at me, look at me. It's okay. You know, you may not be able to say what you want to say, but you can
Because
certainly
when you
look.
because when you turn 60, you will discover they weren't looking at you at all.
Not at all. They was looking past you. You in your 30s, you think you're the center of attention that you want to be. 40, you kind of come to a realization, well, maybe not. and about 60, no, no, they couldn't care. Mm-mm. So
They ain't
good one.
looking at you,
Get
so
over
you free.
right. Get over yourself and live your life, and don't care
Exactly. That's
what
why I wear what
somebody thinks.
that's why I wear what they wear out what I want to wear. Cause they not looking at me.
Exactly. You think they are, they not. They not paying attention. So right. Do you?
Right. Do
Do you,
you?
boo? Don't worry about what they think.
No. So that's
Good
stuff
one.
about.
Good one. Good one. Good one.
Good
Well,
one.
thank you, Miss Emily. I'm so sorry. Diane.
That's
And on
it.
that note, I guess we'll wrap it up and come back next week, same bad time, same bad channel, and we will discuss something different. I seriously do. I'm just gonna throw this out here for real. I seriously want to do a show where we go to the like the old shows that we used to watch when we were kids, because I want us to sing. We did this challenge at work one time. The whole theme to Gilligan's Island. Somebody remember the words and can they sing the whole thing? I know
Wow.
most of it. I have to refresh myself. It still comes on TV, but I just think that would be, one of those things.
Yeah, why not?
It's a
Why
tale of the
not?
cast of, Hogan's Heroes, all those shows that had, theme songs. I think it'd be fun.
I think that's a good one. That's a good one.
You know, I think it would be fun.
Good one.
All right. Well, we'll figure something out on that then.
Okay.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning
Goodbye.
in, and we'll see you next Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Bye. Have a
Bye
wonderful evening, everybody.
bye.